Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just want to first start by saying thank you to everyone who has continued to reach out to me, ask questions about my previous videos, because I know it's been a minute since I have made a video, and I'm very sorry about that. Life has really taken over, and so I just had a lot of stuff going on. A couple updates, obviously, to just kind of get us through. I want to start by saying, yes, I do live in Houston, Texas, for those of you who do not know, or hello to my new followers, subscribers, just people interested in the channel. I do live in Houston, Texas, so I was affected by this winter storm that happened last week. Yesterday was actually the first time that I could take a proper shower, wash my hair. Like, Lord, 5-6 days, no water, no power, on and off. It was very harsh. Like, we were not prepared for it. I know there's a lot of information out there as to why Texas in particular just is not prepared for winter weather. And so I'll let you look that up. But yeah, basically what ended up happening with us is that we woke up, it was snowing, the boys really loved it. I had my kids with me. They really loved it, and then later on that day, we completely lost power and water. So we went without power and water for a couple days. It came on, it went back off for another 24 hours. So it was one of those, when is this actually just going to stay on? And it ended up being something like 5 days. I'm actually still working with my apartment to try and fix my heater and AC unit. So luckily the temperatures have gone back to normal. It's actually a little hot now. This Houston weather is something else. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of let you guys know that we are doing okay. Yes, we were affected by the winter storm, but we kind of just toughed it out. And, I know a lot of people are still being affected. Luckily, we didn't have any pipes that are bursting around the apartment complex or anything like that. We were able to get our water. Yesterday, we were taken off of the boil notice for water in the Harris County area, so we were able to actually use some water and not have to worry about boiling it, which is another great thing, because that's why we were really cautious with our water when it did come back on, the day before the boil notice was over, just because it was still contaminated water. We didn't really know what was going on, and the last thing you want to do is drink some water, brush your teeth with that water, and then boom, you get sick. So we were basically just boiling our water, using rubbing alcohol and hand sanitizer to wash our hands the best we could. It was really just a tough situation, not being able to really bathe, brush our teeth the right way, just little things like that. And then having small children who don't necessarily understand, hey, the toilet is not flushing, or hey, you cannot have this water. We have to kind of ration the water that we have because there's none at the store. So all of that kind of really became something that you have to deal with when you're dealing with this crazy weather. And obviously, I've been in Houston, Texas for 20 years now. It has snowed once or twice, maybe 3 times since I've been here, but it's always been okay, it snows overnight and then it's completely dry and absorbed by the next morning. So the fact that this snow kind of lingered on for a couple days, and in fact, my sister's up in San Antonio, she got snow again the next day, 2 or 3 days in a row. So that's very uncommon for the southern part of Texas, just in case you are not familiar with our area. So we were dealing with that. Another update, so a lot of you have a lot of questions regarding nursing and things like that, and yes, I am still working as a nurse. There have been a couple of changes regarding what I'm doing as far as my role and what kind of unit I'm on. So as you guys know, I started out on a neuro acute care floor back in last summer, and I was finding it very, very difficult to take care of 6 patients. And I won't say it was a time management issue, because I really feel like getting the tasks completed wasn't necessarily the issue. But when you have 6 patients to take care of, you're taking care of those 6 patients. You're also trying to talk to family, and with everything going on with COVID, we did not have visitors. That was part of our rule for the hospital. So we basically were having to navigate through that, get them set up with patient relations so that they can see their family via Zoom. And then, people are getting upset. They can't see, they can't talk to their family members. I mean, I got a complaint that I didn't stand there and hold the phone to the patient's ear long enough. And I was like, at some point doing that throughout your day, not being able to get other things done, like that really started to affect me, just because I was like, okay, at what point is enough for me? Like, I know the type of patient care that I want to give to my patients. I know that I want to provide excellent quality patient care. I want to walk into a patient's room, do you need help eating, and be able to help feed them, bathe them if they need it, things like that, without feeling like I'm on a time restraint necessarily. And when you have 6 patients, honestly, if you don't have a good tech, which we were very short, so we didn't have a tech to help us on the floor. So either your patient is not getting bathed for the day. Unfortunately, patients will sit in their diaper with urine for quite a long time just because you're moving throughout the day. And it's just not quality care. It wasn't something that I loved. I wasn't loving it. I know that I'm very particular about the care that I give. And when you have 6 patients, you're really just peeking your head in a room, looking at them, giving them meds. Are you okay? Are you in pain? And then popping out. Like, it's really not, it wasn't genuine care to me. That's the best way I can put it. It wasn't genuine care to me. But I won't say that that's the same for everyone, because there are a lot of like great acute care nurses who can rock that, and I'm just not that way. I need a more critical patient, less patients to deal with. Not saying that there are less tasks to deal with, because my patients are now more critical, but just having a better flow with 2 to 3 patients versus 6 patients has literally made a world of difference in how I feel as a nurse. So I will say that if you are not happy where you are at, then please do not stay there. Like, you will burn yourself out. You will feel just crazy by the end of each shift, and you will not want to go back. So that's kind of how I started feeling. I made that known to my manager. Going through managers was another issue on my floor. Just like I've had like 3 managers since I've been working there, and it hadn't even been a whole year yet. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is too much. Like, this is ridiculous. There's a reason for that. So I kind of got out of that game, and I went to a critical care unit, which I really love, and I will definitely talk about in a different video, because oh my gosh, I can just complete tasks. I can spend time with patients. I know my team that I'm working with, which is another thing. When I had 6 patients, I was dealing with so many different doctors and nurse practitioners and teams. It could be the regular neurology team. It could be the stroke team. It could be, neurosurgery. It could be all these other teams that I was also trying to deal with throughout the day. Versus now having 2 to 3 patients and being on the floor that I'm on, I pretty much know, hey, I'm only calling this one team, or I'm really calling like this one nurse practitioner, and that's pretty much it. So it's so much better, because the information that you get from the patient and the doctor, it flows a lot better, because I can't tell you how many times I was on my other unit and I would walk into a patient's room and they'd be like dressed and ready to go, like, yep, the doctor just told me I'm leaving, I'm out of here, and I haven't even heard anything about them being discharged. So like, that kind of makes me feel and look a little bit like I don't know what I'm doing. Like, okay, well, let me just, verify everything and get back with you. And that was really difficult, especially when you're doing that for so many patients with just different teams. So really some pluses of being in this new unit that I'm on, which, like I said, I will tell you about in a different video. Next update is school, because a lot of you guys, a lot of my friends, a lot of people who DM me on Instagram and message me here are asking about like the F&P program that I'm in, and like how is that going and all of that kind of stuff. So it's going pretty well. My last class completely burned me out. I finished that at the end of December, and it completely burned me out. It was my research class. So much paperwork, so many just researching. It was just tiresome. It was harder than anatomy and physiology, advanced anatomy and physiology. It was harder than that. And that's saying something, because, you think that just knowing body systems and treatment methods and what to look for and labs and things like that would be the most difficult part. But no, like, these papers are just horrible. A lot of it is mainly because I'm kind of thinking like, I'm never going to do this particular type of research when I'm a practitioner. The good thing is that they have so many apps now They have so many just different gadgets and tools that you can use from reputable people and publishers that you almost know that if I'm using this app, it is a reputable source. It is something that I can trust. And so that really lowers all of this extra stuff that you have to do as far as research. But I do understand why it's required and necessary, because you need to understand you can't just be like, oh, here's a random article I found. I'm just going to go and use the information. And it's like from like a 10th grade teacher who has never done anything. You know, you just never know. So you got to be safe with the type of information you're reading and taking in. And that's across the board with anything, honestly. But yeah, so that burned me out. So then January came, and I decided that I needed a break. So I took a break. My next class was supposed to be, I believe, three or 4 weeks long, and I just took a break. I needed a break, so I took a break. And I've actually taken 2 breaks because the start of this year has just been tremendously insane for me. So that's why I was like, after the beginning of January, I went on vacation. I went to Hawaii. Also, I can talk to you about that in a different video because I really enjoyed myself. Just, the weather there, like, obviously compared to here in Houston is just, and then I got to see my son, and he's actually home with me now, which is awesome because for those of you who don't know, my oldest son is 10 years old, and, I had to think about that. He's 10, and he's been living in Hawaii for the last, 3 years with my parents. So it was always the goal to go and get him and have him back down with me after nursing school. But with COVID and just things happening the way they happened last year, that didn't happen. So January was really the first opportunity that I had to really just go and pick him up and spend time with my parents and just enjoy the beautiful state of Hawaii. Anyways, so I did that for a while. I was down there for a couple weeks, and then I came home and started on my new unit. But yeah, that's where I'm at as far as school. I took some time off, and I will actually be starting back up again in March. So then I guess my last update, which is probably my biggest update of all, if I'm being honest, is that back in November, I found out that I am having a baby. So yes, yeah, that's life. That was the biggest, I think, transformation or change, is that back in November I found out I was having a baby. So I'm currently at the halfway mark. I'm actually going for my ultrasound in just a little bit. So I'll be able to hopefully show you some images and pictures of that. And yeah, I basically got knocked out my entire first trimester, and I really want to make a video specifically about this pregnancy because it has been completely different from all of my other pregnancies. So I really want to make a video about it. But yeah, I basically completely got knocked out during my first trimester. I was very sick, just no energy, oh my goodness. So I'm hoping that any of you moms out there who have had really great pregnancies, don't get discouraged if you want to have another baby, because I've had 3 children already, and they were pretty great pregnancies, but I will say this was the first one that was made me question some things. So I definitely want to get you guys another video out regarding that, because it is it's been a long journey to get to 20 weeks, and hopefully my suggestions and ideas and experience can really help anyone else who may be going through the same thing or thinking about having a baby. With that being said, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video short as I can and make some more videos for you guys. I'm trying to get more consistent this year as well, because I was really consistent for a little while, and then I kind of fell off, like I said, with everything going on. I really do apologize. But I'm so thankful for those of you who have stayed with me, continually asked about me, and continue to watch my videos regardless of my absence. And hopefully we can continue to grow this channel. If you have not already, please like the video, go look at other videos, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and just support your girl. All right, guys, I will see you guys in my next video.